Welcome. This channel brings you daily motivation and uplifting sermons. Subscribe now. And together, let's reach 1,000 subscribers while building a positive, inspiring community. The world doesn't stop turning just because you've blown out a few more birthday candles. It's easy to let the noise around us dictate how we see our future. Society has a way of handing us a script. After 65, it's time to take it easy. Sit back, relax, watch the years roll by. But let me tell you something, that's not the script you have to follow. In fact, it's not a script you should follow. Purpose doesn't have an expiration date. When you wake up in the morning and you're able to open your eyes, take a deep breath and put your feet on the ground. That's proof that there's still a job for you to do. If you're still here, there's still more. More life to live, more lives to impact, more wisdom to share. You see, purpose isn't just about grand achievements. It's not reserved for the first few decades of life. And it doesn't fade just because the years add up. Purpose is about the small, meaningful things you do every day. It's about the love you give, the stories you tell, the lessons you teach, the hope you spread. I know some people might be thinking, what do I have left to offer? And the answer is simple. Everything. All those years of experience. That's not baggage. That's treasure. That's wisdom you've earned, scars you've turned into stories, and challenges you've transformed into lessons. You've got more to give now than ever before because you know what matters. You know how to focus on what counts. You've seen enough of life to cut through the noise and zero in on the truth. You don't need to wait for someone else to hand you your purpose, because purpose comes from within. It's born out of gratitude for each day. It's fueled by the desire to give back, to inspire, to mentor, to lead. Your purpose could be the way you brighten someone's day with a smile, or how you volunteer at your local community center. It could be writing letters to old friends, sharing the story of how you overcame tough times, or simply being a steady, reassuring presence for the people around you. Purpose is personal, but its impact is powerful. And here's the key. Purpose fuels passion, and passion gives life meaning. When you have a purpose, you have a reason to wake up. When you have a purpose, you have the energy to keep going. When you have a purpose, you're not just living, you're thriving. Every single one of us has a purpose, whether we're 25 or 95. The world needs the light you have to shine, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. So if you're wondering what happens after 65, start by looking in the mirror and reminding yourself that you still have purpose. You still have the power to make a difference. Purpose isn't something you retire from. It's something you lean into, because it gives your life direction. It's not about the clock, it's about the calling. People talk a lot about milestones. They say life begins at 40, or that 50 is the new 30. But what about 65? Is that supposed to be some sort of finish line? Absolutely not. If anything, it's the start of something fresh, something bold, a brand new act. You see, life doesn't run on a single track. It's a journey of constant reinvention. And turning 65 is just another opportunity to explore uncharted territory. Think about it. You've spent decades learning, growing, and building. You've raised families, pursued careers, faced challenges. celebrated triumphs, and now you're standing at a moment in time when all of that experience has coalesced into something powerful. You've earned the right to write a new script, to craft a story that's not bound by traditional expectations. This is the second act, and it's not about winding down, it's about ramping up. The beauty of reaching this stage is that you know more about who you are than ever before. You know what you love. You know what matters most. All those years of trial and error have honed your instincts, sharpened your perspective, and given you a level of self-awareness that younger folks can only dream of. This isn't the time to step back. It's the time to step forward confidently, deliberately, and with a renewed sense of purpose. In the second act, you have the chance to rediscover passions that may have been put on hold. Remember those dreams you once had, that hobby you never found time for? Now's the moment to dive in. Paint that picture, learn that instrument, write that book. Volunteer for a cause you care about. Travel to places you've always wanted to see. You have the freedom to embrace the things that truly bring you joy and fulfillment, without the pressure of pleasing anyone but yourself. But this second act isn't just about pursuing personal goals. It's also about giving back. Your experience is a treasure chest, and the next generation is eager to learn from it. Think of all the wisdom you can share, the guidance you can provide, and the inspiration you can offer to those who are still finding their way. Mentoring, teaching, or simply being a supportive presence in someone's life is a profound way to continue growing, to stay connected, and to remind yourself that you still have so much to offer. Let's be clear about one thing. The second act is not a consolation prize. It's not what's left after the prime years are gone. It is a prime year, all on its own. This is the time to embrace new roles, discover untapped talents, and approach life with curiosity and wonder. The second act isn't about limitations, it's about opportunities. And guess what? There's no limit to what you can achieve. This chapter of your life isn't a repeat of what came before. It's a fresh start with all the wisdom you've accumulated. It's a chance to break free from expectations, to chase the passions that make your heart race, and to leave a legacy of impact. So, when you turn the page and step into this second act, do so with excitement. Take risks, dream big, and remind yourself every day that the story is far from over. In fact, it's just getting good. When we hear the word legacy, we often picture something grand, our names etched in history books, towering buildings named after us, or massive fortunes passed down through generations. But I'm here to tell you that legacy isn't about how many headlines you make. It's not about having a city block or a scholarship in your name. No, legacy is much deeper than that. It's the mark you leave on the hearts of others. It's not a destination you arrive at someday. It's the path you're walking right now, this very moment. Legacy begins the moment you decide to live a life of meaning and intention. It's in the way you treat people each day, the kindness you show to a stranger, the encouragement you offer to a friend, the wisdom you share with a younger generation. Those are the building blocks of your legacy. You don't have to wait until some far-off milestone to start creating it. In fact, you've been crafting it all along, even if you didn't realize it. Think about the people who've influenced your own life, Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you when no one else did, a parent or grandparent who modeled resilience, a mentor who saw potential in you and helped you grow into the person you are today. Those individuals probably didn't set out to leave a legacy in the traditional sense. They were simply doing what they felt called to do, caring, teaching, inspiring. And yet, their impact lives on in you. That's legacy. Now it's your turn. After 65, you may feel like your biggest accomplishments are behind you. I'm here to tell you that's not true. The impact you make on others, on your family, your community, your world doesn't end when you retire. It doesn't end when the career milestones are in the rearview mirror. If anything, you're in a better position than ever to create a legacy that's truly meaningful. You have the wisdom of years, the depth of experience, and the clarity to see what really matters. Use that. Take time to think about what you want your legacy to be. Do you want to be remembered as someone who lifted others up? As a person who gave generously of their time and energy? Someone who listened, who cared, who brought light into every room they entered? That kind of legacy isn't built in one grand gesture. It's built in countless small moments. The time you spend with loved ones. The advice you offer a young person who's struggling. The compassion you show to those in need. And here's the beautiful thing. When you focus on building that kind of legacy, you start to experience the rewards right now. You see the smiles on people's faces. You hear the gratitude in their voices. You feel the fulfillment that comes from knowing you're making a difference. Legacy is not some far-off achievement. It's the life you're living each day. It's the ripple effect you create by simply being you, caring, loving, giving, and inspiring. So, ask yourself, what story do I want my life to tell? What lessons do I want to leave behind? How do I want people to remember me? Start answering those questions today, because your legacy isn't something you'll leave behind. It's something you're living right here and right now. When you hit 65, the world might try to tell you that your peak years are behind you. Some folks might say it's time to slow down, to play it safe. But that's not how I see it. I say that the best is yet to come. I say that this stage of life right here, right now, can be the most fulfilling, the most exciting, and the most meaningful chapter you've ever lived. The reason? Because you've got something no one else does. The gift of perspective. Think about it. At 65, you've seen things. You've weathered storms and come out stronger. You've faced failures and learned from them. You celebrated successes and understood what truly matters. That perspective is your superpower. It allows you to live with greater intention, to savor the little moments, and to focus on the relationships and passions that bring you joy. And it allows you to let go of the nonsense that used to weigh you down. There's freedom in that freedom to be yourself unapologetically and to pursue what really lights you up inside. This isn't about pretending that life hasn't had its challenges. It's not about glossing over the aches and pains, the losses and regrets. It's about realizing that those experiences have shaped you into a person of strength and resilience. Every scar is a badge of honor. Every wrinkle is a line of wisdom. Every gray hair is a reminder of the life you've lived. And all of that equips you to face the future with confidence. You're not done. You're not winding down. You're gearing up for the best chapter yet. What does the best look like? It's different for everyone. For some, it means finally dedicating time to a lifelong passion, whether that's painting, playing an instrument, or traveling to places you've only dreamed of. For others, it means investing more in relationships, spending quality time with loved ones, making new friends, or becoming a mentor to someone who could use your guidance. For many, it's about giving back, volunteering, sharing your wisdom, and leaving a positive mark on your community. The best chapter isn't defined by what the world says you should do. It's defined by what makes you feel alive, connected, and purposeful. And here's the truth. The best chapter doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you choose it. You choose to see this time as an opportunity, not a limitation. You choose to believe that there are still new adventures to be had, new goals to accomplish, and new stories to write. You choose to stay curious, to keep learning, and to approach each day with gratitude. When you make that choice, you open yourself up to the possibilities that lie ahead. So don't let anyone tell you that your best years are behind you. Don't let anyone convince you that life after 65 is about settling for less. The best is yet to come because you're not finished yet. You have more to give, more to experience, and more to celebrate. There are new horizons waiting for you, new joys to discover, and new milestones to reach. The best isn't over. It's just getting started. Tasks